Hello everybody, my name is Kim Koizan from Tahltan First Nation. I also go by Kimberly Joyce on social media. I operate a business called Nature Spirit Soaps, and this is where I use my knowledge about traditional medicines and their healing benefits, and I incorporate that knowledge to make skincare products, from massage oils, face and eye creams, bath bombs with slow release wild herbs, and soaps that all come in this one little polar bear shape. I love it. I began researching traditional medicines more a few years ago when my grandma became sick with stomach cancer. So I started researching the medicinal benefits of plants and making it into tea. And the more that I learned about plants, the more that I learned that it had incredible healing properties for the skin, aches and pains, dryness, psoriasis, reducing blemishes, and reducing the appearance of scarring. As some of the other plant presenters had mentioned and demonstrated, that a lot of these plants are edible. And I thought that was fantastic to make a skincare product out of natural plants that are edible, as opposed to the liquid soaps that you find in the stores loaded with chemicals. So that's what kind of inspired me to begin a skincare line using wild plants. And again, I call my business Nature Spirit Soaps. I will be at the Fireweed Market next week, and I've also offered lotion bar making workshops incorporating infused oils from wild herbs, and also extended plant presentations. And I like to highlight pesky garden weeds that heal, because a lot of these plants are overlooked, like dandelions, our provincial flower, the fireweed, yarrow is you just got a demonstration of also. And they pop up a lot in your own backyard. They're accessible, and a lot of the times we just walk on by. So it's a good way to raise awareness so that people can utilize the plants that they find commonly. And they wouldn't be running to the store for weed killer. They'd be happy to see dandelions pop up in their yard. So in First Nations culture, the way plants have been used traditionally is by using the tree bark, sap, berries, leaves, roots, and fungi that provide natural healing benefits. I like to share this knowledge with people, especially so that they are more aware of other medicinal healing options on whatever healing journeys that they may be facing. Because a lot of Western medicine can sometimes initiate side effects on top of the concerns that you're trying to heal. So I always encourage the more natural, holistic healing route. For example, like sweet grass that pops up, it's been often used to cleanse energy. It purifies the air quality in your home. It's been used through prayer ceremonies. But a lot of people don't know that it can also be used to treat the common cold, sore throat, and fever when inhaled as a smudge, and also by making tea. The liquid from the tea can also be used to treat wounds, flush out eye infections, similar to that of the wild pineapple, which is like this, which I also use in my soaps. And also the liquid can be used to cleanse infection and reduce the appearance of scarring. I know that I used it when I was a teenager to soak. I had a knee surgery, and I just used it as a soak using the tea, and you can barely see any scarring from that. There's also opportunities to harvest your own wild sage. It's very plentiful on the cliff sides and slopes all around town in Whitehorse. And I found that a lot of people that I've encountered, and even for the ceremony, the prayer, meditation, to have that nice smell of burning sage, that a lot of people weren't incorporating those practices due to the related costs, buying sage all the time. So I like to encourage that it's available to us all around the outskirts of town, so don't let that prevent you from using that. And I also like to emphasize practicing sustainable harvesting techniques, not to over harvest the plants, and being very thankful. Also, we can only benefit from these beautiful healing plants if we in turn take care of the environment around us and harvest sustainably so that the plants regenerate for the next season. One of the common plant you're gonna find all around town is the Labrador tea leaves. They're often harvested in late fall when it gets that kind of copper color on the underside of the leaves. This is a very potent medicine. It can be used for cough, cold, and flu. It has a slight narcotic effect, so it could be used as a sleepy time tea. It also has anti-cancer properties. This is one of the herbs that I used while making tea for my grandma when she was sick. And yeah, lung infection, sore throat, a boost immune system. It's high in vitamin C. And when you boil it into tea, you can still use the leaves up to 4 times after that. So don't throw it away. It still remains quite potent and has medicinal properties up to 4 times of boiling it. And I strain the herbs after making tea and just pop it in a bag like this in the freezer until next time. And then I add that into boiling water. I like to add other herbs too, but we'll get into that when I talk about them. So it can be used as a relaxant or sleep aid, and also pain relief from rheumatoid arthritis, which is a big one in my family as well. It could be quite painful, so I like to share this knowledge too for anyone you know or yourself that may experience this now or later in life. It can also relieve sore joints and muscles, can treat kidney problems, headaches, and stomach upsets. And usually after I make tea, I'll return the leaves back to the land as opposed to throwing them in the trash. Another great one, I don't have any examples, but another big one that I use in my soaps is spruce tips. They're very rich in vitamin C as well. People add them to their glass of water just for that boost of vitamin C. You can add it to your bath water for amazing skin benefits. And some people add them to their salads, eat them just like that. They can, like when you put it in the water, it can actually prevent boils and treat cuts, wound healing. It can, when you drink it in your water, it can help with upset stomach. You can use it as a mouthwash to clean and prevent mouth sores, irritated gums, a sore throat, and ulcers, stomach ulcers. The pitch from the tree can be used to soothe coughs and treat cuts. It's often used in the South and also in Nature Spirit soaps products. I also use spruce tips in the face and eye creams and soap blends. Spruce tips can also be used for pneumonia. So boiling that, I would add that and make a tea as well. You can also soak your feet in it to treat fungus. Like it has antifungal properties, so you can use it as a foot soap. One that I have an example here, the balsam bark. I have some herbs you can feel free to pass around if you like. The Labrador tea and balsam. Balsam is kind of hard to see. It's found at quite high altitude. My grandma would always send me out there. Don't care how high you gotta climb in the mountains, I'll be needing some. So, okay. And I head out. It's a gray tree, and it's very identifiable by these horizontal notches, or almost like blisters. And it just looks like little horizontal, almost like a worm. It's just like a little raised part of the bark. And this is a very powerful medicine, again, like I said, for cough, cold, and flu. When I harvest, I usually, like, even when you have a little pocket knife, you just press into the bark and you'll see the sap start coming out. And you're just taking that front layer and it kind of peels out and just save the bark for the winter whenever you want to boil up the tea. This medicine has also been used to prevent the growth of tumors. So this is a very powerful one. It can relieve chest and heart pain. And many other benefits. It can also be used to relieve burns and cuts, to soothe skin irritations like that. And used in your bath to treat hemorrhoids. And it has a lot. There's so many more benefits that we're not even getting into all of it. But I'd like to highlight certain health issues that are common and that we can just keep in the back of our mind and remember if anybody needs that it's accessible. Another one that I wanted to talk to you guys about was dandelions. Like I said, a lot of people consider it as a weed in their garden. They don't like to see it popping up. However, this one is also a very powerful anti-cancer medicine as well. And many people eat them, again, like in their salads, infused, like drinks, I think, water. I don't use that in my soaps, but it's so amazing I have to talk about it. It's rich in vitamins A, C, K, E, and B, and all parts of the plant can be used, from the roots, the leaves, the stem, and the flowers. It also contains iron, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Fights inflammation and regulates the metabolism, lowers blood cholesterol, and manages blood sugar. And this is a really nice one again for tea, boiling the leaves or roots in the tea. It's very healing, like I said, anti-cancer properties. And also supports a healthy digestive system and liver health also. And immune system. I have an example of fireweed leaves, which I also use in my soap products. And as you can see, there's the little fuzzy stuff. You'll see this on the fireweed plant in late fall. And those are the seeds popping out, the fuzzy stuff. This is a very powerful medicine for the immune system. Again, anti-cancer properties, and helps relieve arthritis pain.
The leaves or the fuzzy stuff?
Yeah. I usually take 2 tablespoons of leaves for every 2 cups of water.
Cool.
If you want to get technical. Or you can just be like me and fill up a big stew pot and throw whatever herbs you want and boil that up. And you get a nice taste by kind of mixing. And I like even the Labrador tea with the fireweed, and chaga is another really good one. It gives a nice taste. The fireweed, as well as arthritis pain relief, promotes a healthy digestive system, relieves stomach cramps, bloating, can assist with intestinal spasms and food poisoning. It treats bladder and urinary tract infections, promotes a healthy prostate, and protects against prostate cancer. It fights common cold, lung infections, and promotes liver health. It can be also used as a mouthwash to treat mouth sores and swollen gums.
What's this?
Fireweed.
Fireweed, okay.
Yeah, our provincial flower. So we have it accessible. A lot of it comes into my yard. I'm happy. They even sell seeds at Max Fireweed Books. Funny enough, I planted some, and nothing ever came. The opposite side of my yard all of a sudden became very plentiful, but not where I actually physically planted them. But they're still there. So, and I usually leave the roots intact for the plants in my yard, and I just pull the leaves like up and then like strip the flowers when it gets the fuzzy stuff, because that's when the medicinal properties are the most potent at that stage, just like the Labrador tea. And then so I use that in my soaps as well because of the arthritis pain relief. I like to try to formulate my products so they assist with joint pain, skin irritations, like dryness. We live in quite a cold, windy climate, and it just helps during those cold winters or whenever, you wash your hands a lot, they get dry. And yeah, the wild chamomile, one of my favorites, when made into tea, and that's this one here, the little yellow, they also call it pineapple weed. And this can be used when you boil into tea to treat ulcers, various stomach ailments. Can be applied topically to treat gout, rheumatic pain, bruises, burns, and back pain. And the tea can also be used to flush out eye infections. Yeah, it's amazing for the skin. Like any skin conditions, this is a powerful plant for that. And I have quite a few friends that have psoriasis, and I kept telling them, go out and harvest this, boil tea, strain it, drink. They're like done with me. They don't. So I'm like, okay, well, look what I made. I made a soap. Use this then, because they were not about to go in the woods and pick all the leaves necessary. But yeah, it can soothe irritations like chicken pox, eczema, and diaper rash. Calms the nerves when you drink it as a tea. So it's a relaxant, can reduce anxiety, promotes a good night's sleep, and reduces insomnia. It can reduce nausea, vomiting, and upset stomach and fever. Fights against bacterial infections, and promotes oral health, treats canker sores, and gums. The calming effects of the tea is good when battling addiction, treats hysteria, nightmares, and sleeplessness. I also, on that point, I'm happy to share that I'm over 2.5 years sober just from the use of traditional medicines. I do have an extended plant presentation that I share that this is more focusing on the plants that we can access here in the Yukon, but I do have an extended presentation talking about Northern Valerian, which is for that too, reducing anxiety, helping to battle addiction, and yeah, there's much more. I gotta say mullein. I'll say that. I'm not sure if we have it here in the Yukon, but it's for the lungs. Any like weak lungs, if you're struggling with asthma, anything like that, look into mullein, the mullein leaf. And then chaga mushroom. That's it comes from the birch trees, and it's like a large growth. Like, it's becoming more common. I know I've seen it being sold at Aroma Borealis. And they come in like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the look. They're like a brown, it's a fungus. It looks brown. It's kind of in chunks. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but that's a good one that I add to my tea blends, especially with the fireweed. It has a really great taste, and that's another powerful anti-cancer medicine. And for the immune system too, it can regulate the immune system. So if you're like not feeling well, the common cold or whatever kind of illness, it'll help boost your immune system. And if you have an overactive immune system, it'll help regulate that and get you back. So that's amazing. It can, prevent tumor growth, fights colon cancer, prevents liver and organ damage. And it's not like drink this every day out of fear, like this might happen to me because, it's use it as needed, respectfully, because just like any other medicine, if you overuse it, you can build up an immunity to it. And it doesn't work as potently as it might when you really do need it. It's great for lowering blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol. It can help those who are struggling with diabetes and kidney disease. Chaga mushroom is really great. And I didn't bring an example, but you can, yarrow is another one. Our last presenter gave a good demonstration of the yarrow flower. And this amazing plant is really great for cuts and scrapes, can heal wounds and bruise healing. It's also used as a natural mosquito repellent. So if you're out in the bush and picking berries or whatever you're doing, and the mosquitoes are really getting at you, grab some of those green leaves and just when you pinch it in your hands and just like kind of rub it around, and it'll repel insects. Another good one. Chewing on the leaves can help with toothaches and treats menstrual cramps, postpartum bleeding. It fights against cold and flu symptoms and helps digestive upsets, and a natural anti-inflammatory. They also say that soldiers in the war used to use it for treating their wounds immediately, and it prevents any infection. I also use the yarrow in lotion bars that you just rub between your hands and apply as needed, and in the soap. So I offer that. I have to talk about this one. It saved my life. There's no doubt in my mind. This is rat root. It doesn't grow here, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. It comes from Saskatchewan, and it kind of looks like, I guess, a little rat's tail, because it's got these little notches on it, like little rings on it. And this is powerful for anything to do with your stomach. It boosts the immune system, fights cough, colds, and fever, pain relief. Can be used as a poultice for muscle cramps, an energy strength booster, improves mental clarity. So, yeah, incredible. Treats insomnia and memory loss. Used to treat alcoholism. So a lot of people would just bite. It's very strong, mind you. I would prefer the tea if I'm gonna, because it's strong. Woo! Yeah. Put a hair on your chest. It's that strong. But I got food poisoning when I was about 17 years old. There wasn't anything they could do for me. They said drink a lot of Gatorade, but you gotta wait it out. And I couldn't even keep water down. And I was pretty fearful for my own life at that point, because it was like, okay, days are going by and I can't even drink water. And I didn't really know what do they mean make tea out of this thing. I boiled some water, popped that rose that you buy in the store, wild rose tea, and I just popped that root in the cup, and I drank it, and my health started improving almost immediately. Like that day, I was keeping down water and improving already. So, all over immune system, but the stomach, like for food poisoning,
and
this would be a lifesaver.
Like the calamus, is that that would be the Latin name would be calamus, is what it's called? Also?
Chloris americanus.
Okay, cool.
Is another one.
Cool.
Yeah. And I do have another example of red willow bark. I haven't really identified it. I will share that I do get a lot of my herbs from Deep Sea Traditional Medicines. They're located out of Battleford, Saskatchewan, and they sell herbs year-round. So if you're not able to go out and harvest them, or maybe the plants aren't local, you can obtain these herbs year-round at Deep Sea Traditional Medicines. And the red willow can also help with headaches and migraines, and can be used as an ear and eye medication. It works. I've tried, tested, and true. Yeah, a lot of, so I've also made a bunch of bath bombs that slow release wild herbs. This one's echinacea, and you can't really see it because of the herbs, but it's supposed to be in a bear paw shape. That's what you'll find my lotion bars in. And like cedar leaves, I have an example of this. So luckily I have friends from BC that have moved up here, and they supply me with cedar, fresh cedar leaves. And this plant, it's like literally in everyone's backyard who lives in BC, right? They prune it like for a aesthetic shrub in their yard. This plant, when boiled up and used to wash your face, can correct face paralysis experienced after a stroke. The face droop that one might get after a stroke. Cedar leaves, when boiling it, can help correct that, and I've seen it. And it's not only for those extreme for your skin just naturally, helping improve clearing blemishes, reducing redness. And I use cedar leaves mixed with lemongrass in my face and eye creams for that benefit, and others as well. So yeah, I thought that was pretty incredible. It's just amazing. And like I said, like I've been researching plant medicines for 2 years now, and I'm just like the tip of the iceberg still. I feel like there's so much more to learn about wild plants. And like I said, a lot of them pop out in your own backyard. So now you have a little bit more in your knowledge toolkit to utilize those plants when they're accessible. And unfortunately, I had something happen that deleted my previous social media account. So I would be happy if you guys would follow me on Facebook, Nature Spirit Soaps, or Instagram. I am also a part of the 2024 Powwow Pitch competition, and I'm a finalist in that competition, and it's an opportunity for Indigenous entrepreneurs to have a chance to grow their business. So I'm competing with 100 other vendors from across Canada, and I would be happy to receive your vote once People's Choice opens up in August, I believe. It could be open now, and that's powwowpitch.org/vote. And Nature Spirit Soaps, that's me. And I do have some business cards here, and please come and check out what kind of products I have, ask any questions. And I do have a website that has a lot of detail of the healing benefits of everything that I use in my products, and it gives you like a little bit more in-depth of the healing benefits specifically related to my products, and you can find that at naturespiritsoaps.ca.
Thanks, Dana.